This is gonna be a minute, y'all. Okay. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Hopefully everyone is doing well. So I basically informed you guys that the next video I was gonna do was gonna be about my baptism. I hate putting my foot in my mouth when I do that though. I put my foot in my mouth and because I had another video for y'all, and then I was like, girl, why you telling them that you're going to do your baptism visit? Now you got to do your baptism video because you done told everybody that's what you're doing. Anyway, let's get into it. So this video just might be 2 parts, and the only reason why I can say that is because there was a lot involved. There's a lot involved when you think about a baptism for the Jehovah's Witness cult. So I don't know how to start this off. I don't even know how I'm going to title this because I'm trying to think about the focal points of baptism. One of the things that's really important to understand. Let's just start it off with a simple question. The simple question is, does the Jehovah's Witnesses baptize children? That is the question. Now, the funny, ironic thing is you can Google them and pull it all up on the internet and you will see pictures and photos and videos of them baptizing small children. So I don't think this is really a real question. You know what I mean? But I just thought I'd shed some light on my experience and what they actually do. If you were to go to a Jehovah's Witness and ask them flat out, do they baptize children? You're going to get some gymnastics. You're not going to get a straight answer. They're not even going to answer your question. You're going to end up on jw.org. That's where they're going to end up referring you to, because they're not going to want to give you a straight answer. It's too transparent, and they're not a transparent organization. So if you were to walk up to a Jehovah's Witness that's doing actual door-to-door, which I don't think they're doing any door-to-door anymore, you're going to get a very programmed robotic answer, and it's going to go a little something like, we don't baptize infants. The question is children, as in small human beings, age 9, 10, 11, 12. That's a child. If we were asking about infants, we would ask about infants, but they answer you with that textbook jw.org answer that they don't baptize infants. Nobody asks you if y'all baptize infants. The question is, do y'all baptize children? So what you're going to get is then they're going to probably refer you to jw.org. You're going to get a ton of gymnastics, and they're not going to want to answer that question directly to you for some unknown reason. It's all over the internet. You see little cartoons of them baptizing a little young boy. So the answers are out there, but if you were to ask a Jehovah's Witness directly, you are not going to get a straight answer. I don't know why. Many of the years they've been baptizing children. Yes, they do baptize children. So the easiest way to get a straightforward answer as to whether or not Jehovah's Witnesses actually baptize children is to simply, possibly go find a former Jehovah's Witness and ask them, what age were they baptized at? That's the only way you're going to get a straightforward answer. Because if you ask a Jehovah's Witness, they're going to give you all kinds of Simone Biles, Mary Lou Retton, and Nadia Comaneci. Those are some of the world's best gymnastics. And that's what you're going to get from the Jehovah's Witnesses. 3 gymnastics, the best in the world. Because they're going to do all kinds of cartwheels, backflips, and all kinds of 3-hand twists and whatnot, all around that question, when they can just simply tell you, yes, we do. The next question that the next answer you're going to get from them is that whole nonsense about, well, technically, this is where the gymnastics come out. It's the age of where they know right from wrong. Right from wrong. Right from wrong. Okay. How do you know a 10-year-old knows right from wrong? I mean, they can tell you they know right from wrong, but do they really know right from wrong? A 10-year-old? That's you see that ridiculous answer they have for you? The age of where they know right from wrong. There's a few other articles out there that say they get baptized at like 16, and that's a lie. I could debunk that right now, because my experience as a Jehovah's Witness child, I was baptized at the tender age of 10. Yeah, 10. So if that's not a child, then somebody need to clarify in the comments down below, what exactly is a child? Okay, I didn't even have my period, so I would imagine that qualifies as a child in the 5th grade. Now, why would they let someone so young, so tender, so innocent get baptized? Well, they're going to say, this is what the answer they're going to say. It depends on the parents' approval kind of nonsense. That's what they're going to say why I was baptized, because I was an elder's child, and that's just kind of the way it goes. Now, elder's child, right? Elder's child. Elder's child is kind of the same concept as to being a pastor's child in a church. You're this child that's held in this high regard. You got far more pressure than the little child over there. No offense to any children that were raised in single parent homes in the Kingdom Hall. They don't pay a lot of attention to them because they're not really a commodity. You know what I mean? You might not end up a witness because you got one single parent, so you really don't matter. I had 2 parents in there in the Kingdom Hall, and a father that was an elder. So yeah, that's why I was approved to being baptized at 10. That's probably the real reasoning, because that's what they're going to say. Well, if she was an elder's child, it's more pressure, which is true, on an elder's child to get baptized. Way more pressure. It's immense. And other children just don't even understand that, because they're children that are in the Kingdom Hall because they were dragged there by their grandmother, okay? The Kingdom Hall don't care about those kids. I'm just going to be honest with you. They treat them differently. Okay, I was an eldest child. We were placed up on this like high and insane pressured pedestal and privilege. You get all these privileges and stuff, whatever, because your dad's an elder. I didn't care about that. But here's the thing. So I was baptized at 10 because the pressure that an elder's child gets is insane. I got immense amount of pressure. And they'll give you that scripture, I want to say from Matthew, to just get baptized now. It's this weird scripture that just basically demands you get baptized. It's so stupid. But being an elder's child, that's what you're going to do. Okay? You're going to be like, listen, I got tired of hearing my parents' mouth about when you going to make your decision to be with y'all. I'm like, oh my God, I'll do whatever just to shut them the fuck up. But at the same time, I thought I was doing it for love. You know, I thought I was doing it for love. That's really the ultimate reason I got baptized. I was like, all right, so I'm going to get baptized. I'm going to get this Jesus love, this agape love, this love. Okay, so I get that love from my parents, that I know I'm going to get that love from a man eventually. I was thinking of another type of fantasy, but I was like, listen, if I got to do this so I can shut them the fuck up and they can leave me the hell alone, and maybe I'll get some love out of the whole ordeal, I'm going to get baptized. Whatever. I really don't care. I just want them to shut up. Because the pressure on a Jehovah's Witness child, like an elder's child, is high. Not to mention I'm a girl, you know, but they really don't care about women in that organization. So I don't know. I feel like they also had a quota to meet. I think that they had a very small pool of people who actually wanted to get baptized the year that I got baptized, and nobody really wanted to get baptized. I guess maybe some new news that came out, and that's why I gotta clarify. My last video I said that I got baptized in 1992. That's not true. I got baptized in 1989. They signed the NGO in 1992, but I was baptized 2 years before that. Now, the year before I was baptized, they had a huge number of people that got baptized because they came out with this special article somewhere in 1987. Anybody who's a Jehovah's Witness knows about that article. And that put a great deal of pressure on the people who got baptized the year before me. When I got baptized, the numbers had declined. They had declined from the year before. It was about 413 people got baptized. I think that was 1988. When It was at Yankee Stadium, the hottest fucking stadium in the planet, okay? Basically, that stadium was roasting us like California raisins. It was torture. It was basically, they were torturing us, burning us the fuck up in that stadium. It was awful. I'm telling you, it used to be so hot in that stadium. I can't even describe to you how hot and how burnt we were when we would leave those conventions. That, to me, was a form of torture and submission by the Jehovah's Witness cult leaders to just basically torture us and basically try to get us to just make sure we are doing what we're supposed to be doing. It's a form of sneaky torture. So anyway, Yankee Stadium, the year I got baptized, I want to say it was about 326 people that got baptized, but in my congregation, there wasn't that many. I want to say the decision was probably made that they allowed me to get baptized, possibly because no one wanted to get baptized. Like, nobody, I had maybe like 3 people in my hall, if that. I think I was like the 3rd or 4th one. It wasn't that many in my hall that got baptized. I think it was like literally 4 people. Whereas the year before, it was a good, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 people in our hall that got baptized. That's a huge decline. So anyway, let's skip forward into the day I got baptized. I was baptized somewhere. Yeah, so wait, I'm scared. Let me back up a taste. I gotta go to the questions. Another lie that the Jehovah's Witnesses tell is that children are not alone with adult people, as in pedophiles. That's another lie. That's another lie, because I went over the baptism questions with about maybe 4 men. 4 old, greasy, crusty men. Maybe a few of them was like younger. But I was in the room going over the questions alone. My parents was not in that room. And if they tell you otherwise, they are just liars. I don't know why. They love lying, saying they don't have Sunday school and they don't have programs where children are left with adults. Okay, but they go out and field service with pedophiles. I went over the question. I don't know if any of them was pedophiles. If they were pedophiles, they wasn't going to fuck with me. And I'm just going to be real blunt with y'all. They wasn't going to fuck with me because my mother was already a sex abuse victim, which means she's already trained her children to knee people in the balls, kick, scream, bite, and all kinds of defense mechanisms. We were already trained. A pedophile is not going to target a child of a sex abuse victim, especially when they already know that their mother is a sex abuse victim. Okay, so just use your head with that. That's why the reason why they never probably bothered me. On top of the fact that I'm a chocolate little dark-skinned girl, and I'm not trying to bash my complexion, but usually they're not interested in chocolate dark-skinned girls. They try to put you down, call you silly, say you're ugly, nobody's ever going to want you. Usually we're not the choice candidate, and I'm just speculating here, okay? Because people would always tell me, oh, they don't want a little chocolate girl, they don't want you. You have to be a little light-skinned girl with like good hair or something, and those are the little girls that they like to target. And I didn't look like that. So actually, you know what? I'm actually kind of happy, because then I know I didn't have to deal with being molested. But I can tell you there's a considerable amount of little light-skinned girls in my congregation that I would imagine probably got molested. That's neither here nor there, and you can just take that as hearsay, but that's just what I was gathering with my critical thought while I was in that cult. Let's keep going on. So, went over the questions with about 4 different brothers. A couple of them was geezers. I'm sure they're dead now. And yes, I was alone with them. The interesting thing about the questions and me going over it, I was so little and so tender. I didn't even have my period yet, so I really wasn't that familiar with like sex and fornication. So the brother that kind of went over those questions with me, he was not comfortable. So possible he was not a pedophile. He wasn't comfortable with even going over those questions with me. He was like, we could just skip that chapter, because it don't look like you even know what fornication is. Not that I didn't know exactly what it was, but I was just like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't even want to answer them questions. So we kind of skipped that chapter, which I was kind of happy about. I didn't want to talk about sex with that old ass man. Like, ew. Anyway, so that I got past the questions. They approved that I could get baptized, and there we go. So I went and I got baptized, at Yankee Stadium. Now, when we went to Yankee Stadium, we got baptized on the beach. They didn't have any pools or anything like that, no garbage cans and none of that nonsense. They took us to a beach. I believe it was Orchard Beach in New York. Yeah, Orchard Beach. Dirty ass, disgusting, jellyfish, nasty ass beach. Yep, with probably poop in the water. Yeah, that's the beach we got. It was dirty as hell. Okay, it was dirty. So the interesting thing about this day, that this is the kicker. This is what really stood out to me. When we were, after they gave the baptism talk, they told us to get on the buses to go to the beach. So I was, this little girl getting on a bus with all these people going to a beach. And when we got outside of the Yankee Stadium, there was myriads and myriads of apostates outside of Yankee Stadium with their signs and their coolers and all their waters and stuff. I'm thirsty, y'all. They was out there screaming. They was out there on red. Okay, I'm not on red, not on left, on red. They was out there screaming and stuff. They were like, "Don't do it!" And they were screaming things like, "Oh my God, that's a baby." They saw me. And they were like, "That's a little girl, like, how dare y'all, y'all baptizing children." I just heard a bunch of stuff. And I just remember getting, like, swarmed in my head, like, buried. People were just covering me up, like, don't look at them. Don't read their signs. Don't take none of their literature. Ignore them. If they pass out, because they were in a hot sun. And it was hot. I mean, hot. I'm talking 90-something degree hot, okay? They were out there. And I think the only thing that kind of strongly stood out to me when I saw all those apostates, mind you, I'm an apostate now. Yeah. What stood out to me was it was a Saturday. Okay, and we're in a stadium all the way in New York City. These people had to travel all the way out to New York City, Yankee Stadium, to hold up signs, to speak out against the organization. And no one thought about this. I was like, well, why would they be out here? They could be home watching cartoons. I'm here getting baptized in a roasting sun. Why would they be out here trying to protest, trying to talk to us? I was so confused. And they was like, don't even ask me questions. Don't ask any questions. Don't talk to them. They're Satan. They're satanic. And you're just getting bombarded with all these answers, but nobody's really answering your question as to what makes an apostate. Like, what is an apostate? They don't answer that. It's just, that's an apostate, and you don't talk to them. Don't read their signs. Don't take their literature. Now it really hit me. Years later when I woke up, I was like, holy shit. Those people were there because their families are inside of the cult. They're inside they haven't spoken to their families in years. They're just there trying to probably get their families back. That's what I was thinking. Like, now when I woke up, after years later, I'm like, wow. And come to think of it, look at me. I ain't standing outside no goddamn hot ass Yankee Stadium, but I do get it. They just want somebody to listen to them. They're screaming out because they're trying to expose the cult. These are people whose families have been stolen from them. These are people who are shunned. These are people who don't have their families anymore, that the cult took from them. And they're over here telling us that they're satanic. Don't look at them. You have no idea what's going on. You pretty much just do what you're told. But it sits out in your mind why those people are out there on a Saturday night. Not on a Saturday afternoon. Why are those people out there on a Saturday afternoon? If it's just because they just hate Jehovah? They could be they could be home watching cartoons, eating Apple Jacks, going to somebody's barbecue, but they are here at Yankee Stadium to put signs up and harass Jehovah's Witnesses. They have to have a good reason why they're doing it, though. But nobody thought about that. Everybody just totally ignored it. I'm telling you, if an apostate just passed out in front of Yankee Stadium, not one witness would have called the ambulance and helped them out. Not one. We were programmed, we were trained, we were instructed. We had attendants watching us. There was no... Yo!
Yo, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego was thrown into a fiery furnace, and we up in a fiery furnace right now. Okay, now let's just stop for a moment here. What type of leadership, for health reason purposes, finds it okay to have hundreds of people in a stadium in a blazing hot sun? 90 degrees we talking. People will be passing out. There was always an ambulance stationed at our conventions. And some people were even dying. And you mean to tell me you believe in this leadership really cares about people? To have them at a convention, all those germs in the hot sun, stinky, smelly, like you care about you really do? Like, there's some people that have so many like health conditions there, like clearly. Anyway, back to the video.
Way you could even help one of them out. That's what I'm talking about. That was real serious. Because some of them look thirsty. Some of them look like they were so hot. But they didn't care. They had their signs up like, yo, this is a cult. And that was the most standout thing I remember about my baptism. So yeah, I was baptized in that nasty, dirty, disgusting orchard beach with probably children's poop in there. It was a disgusting beach. And I had so many high expectations when I got baptized. I was like, girl, I'm going to get this love from my family. They're going to love me more. I'm going to get that agape love like Jesus, whatever. I didn't get none of that. Okay? I got a landslide of pressure to do more for the organization. That's what I got. I got you going regular pioneer. You going auxiliary pioneer this summer? I was like, auxiliary pioneer? Who, me? Oh, hell no. I can't even do the 10 hours. I don't even like doing that shit. But it was like, that's what you're going to do because you baptized now. So everything was more pressure because now you're baptized. So more pressure and no love. Just, you're baptized now. So you got to do this. So it was like now, before I could get away with not doing a lot of things. But now that I got baptized, it was just like, yeah, everything you got baptized. You got to be an auxiliary pioneer. You got baptized. You got to become a regular pioneer. You got baptized. You can't do anything no more. I was like, oh my God. I thought getting baptized was going to be better for me. It was worse. And then I think shortly after that, I started to wake up and I started to check out. I started to see that the organization for kind of what it was. There was a huge incident with my family and some neighbors because when you're Jehovah's Witness in the ghetto, okay, let's be real clear, because a lot of these Jehovah's Witnesses are Jehovah's Witnesses in rural areas like Pennsylvania and all these weird areas. When you are a Jehovah's Witness in the ghetto, it's a whole different dynamic, okay? The bullying is far worse. Basically, in the ghetto as a Jehovah's Witness, you pretty much have to self-defend for your life because those people do not like Jehovah's Witnesses. A lot of them don't like Jehovah's Witnesses. And they bully you heavily from the time you start school. They try to bully you. And what stood out with my family and my parents is they taught us to self-defend ourselves, which goes completely against the Watchtower. The Watchtower does not want you to defend yourself. They want you to get beat the fuck up so that they can take your story, use it as propaganda, and put it in the news and say, see, people are bullying our Jehovah's Witness children for loving Jehovah. That's what they want. They want you to get beat up. Yes, they do. And if they find out that you're self-defending yourself, like me and my siblings, where we were fighting a lot. I mean, you said something to us, we just whooped your ass. We didn't give a hell. We were fighters. And that does not coincide with the Jehovah's Witness culture. They don't They don't believe too much in self-defense. They kind of just want you to put your hands over the head and let somebody whoop your ass. Then you go to the kingdom hall and tell them you got your ass whooped for being a witness. And then they take your story, tell the society, and they try to use your story as, hey, look at those worldly people assaulting our good old Jehovah's Witness. Because they like for you to actually get bullied, and they don't provide good solutions for you not to get bullied. It is safe to say that like many gangs or groups and sects, gangs and groups and sects are usually quite gang, okay? They might have your back if somebody's threatening your life. Well, I'm here to tell you that Jehovah's Witnesses are not gang. As a matter of fact, they could care less if somebody whoops your ass for being a Jehovah's Witness. They do not give a shit. And if you don't stand up for yourself and you don't defend yourself, you are doomed. So many Jehovah's Witnesses have gotten killed for being bullied and not defending themselves, because the advice that the Watchtower give you will not protect you from harm. It will not. And I want to get into that story, but this video has already been going long enough. I think I've been talking for like 24 minutes. I'm going to cut this down. So maybe that would probably be my next video, where I will explain to you how Jehovah's Witnesses, although they act like a gang, they're just not gang. They don't got your back. And they will most definitely tell you if you're getting your ass kicked to call the police. That's the only time they tell you to call the police, is when you're getting bullied and you're getting your ass kicked. And they'll be like, oh, you go call the police. But it's not called the police for molestation. It's not called the police for theft. It's not called the police for rape. It's not called the police for anything else. But when you getting bullied and you getting your ass kicked, the Watchtower will be quick to tell your black ass to call the police. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. That is my baptism story. I got baptized for love, and I got nothing. I got do more for Jehovah. That's what I got. I didn't get no damn love. They don't even know what love is. Love, what's that? They don't know what the fuck no love is. But that's why I got baptized at the tender age of 10. So when they ask you, do they baptize children? Don't even ask a Jehovah's Witness. Just go Google it. Go talk to some XJWs. XJWs will give you all the tea. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I got a vlog channel now, y'all. And if y'all interested in any of my shenanigans on a daily basis, any type of like little creativity things that I do, you can go over there. Because you ain't gotta always do this cold shit if you don't want to. It's all up to you. Anyway, I will see you guys in another video. Take care, guys.